Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unleashing Potentials podcast. So joining me today is Michelle Dewitt, all the way from USA. Where in the US are you, Michelle? Welcome.
I am glad to be here. I am in North Carolina.
Oh, nice. So Michelle, tell us more about you. Who is Michelle? What do you do?
Well, I am a entrepreneur. I have my own organization. It is Unbreakable Faith Incorporated. What we do is help youth and young adults, both male and female, that have been sexually abused, raped, molested, or uh, teen dating violence. So we do like a whole list of helping our youth out all the way up to young adults. And I also inform parents what to look for in their youth that may be going through the process of someone such as a predator trying to get their attention. So the parents will know the signals, the warnings. So I do workshops with parents as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I am a minister here in North Carolina. I have been for more than 20 years now.
mm-hmm,
And I also have six children, three boys, three girls
mm-hmm.
that I love dearly. All of them are grown. When I say that, people like, what? You don't even look like you have children. My oldest one is 32.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you could be my mom.
Oh my
Not
goodness.
in a way to offend you. I'm 33.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
tell me more. What was it like, being a parent? Still
Um,
a parent.
yeah, still a parent. So I have twins and they are 30. My oldest is 32. Well, my twins are 31 now. So having all those three lined up together, it was kind of complicated at first,
Mhm.
having twins and then another child. So picture all three in Pampers, one's potty training and the other two is right behind. I should have been crazy right then. But I've been married twice. So out of my first marriage of 15 years, I waited 10 years later to have my daughter, who is now 20.
Mhm.
And I have been married. July the 18th will be 14 years with my husband currently. And he
Mhm.
has two children, a boy and a girl. So
Okay.
those are my bonus babies. I never say stepchildren because the Bible doesn't talk about Jesus being a stepchild to
Mhm.
Joseph. So he took him on as his child, and I love children. I love youth. I've always been that way. I worked in the local school district for 20 years, as 10 years as a bus driver. And then I moved from a bus driver to inside the building as a substitute teacher in English.
Mhm.
And then I went from that to secretary, administrative secretary, and I finished up with, like I said, 20 years of doing that. So I've bounced pretty much all over our school district and working in various forms. And every time it comes back to the youth, which is my passion. It's my passion. Youth are my passion. I love what I do. I love meeting different kind of youth. I love talking to parents. I love talking to women that have been hurt because I've been there. And that's the title of my book. The title of my book is called I've Been There. In my
Mhm.
book, it's an autobiography that describes the different phases of my life that I've been in, dealing with the rape, molestation, sexual abuse, promiscuity, um, different areas, being married, why I got married, and then divorced him, and why I'm married now, where my journey is going now, which is I'm truly happy in regards to what I'm doing now because it's my passion.
Mm.
I know that was a lot, but
Oh no, this is for you. This episode is for you. I love everything you've shared and touched on. Yeah, thank you. Um, Let's talk a little bit more of your experience. Were you molested, or can you tell me more?
Yes, at the age, I will say 3.5, 4, I was molested by two of my uncles, um, on my father's side of the family. We were brought up to listen to adults, do not talk back to adults, and what they ask you to do, being a young child, you're gonna listen because they're the adult figure and they're older than you. And so I did what they asked me to do, which was molestation, period. And I didn't know.
Mm,
Um, and it moved from those two uncles on that side. And then it moved to having uncles on my mother's side. I had two uncles on my mother's side that were molesting me as well. At this time, I was about around 10 or 11 years old. About this time, one uncle would get drunk and he would want to feel on me, touch on me. Another uncle, he was.
mhm.
Then there's another uncle that raped me at the age of 14.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so at 14, I was at my grandmother's house. It was a requirement for my family, my brothers and I, to visit my grandmother's house, which was two doors up, to go and visit her. She was on my dad's side.
Mhm,
And that uncle that raped me, I was there and I was trying to hurry up and leave the house. It's in my book. I've been there, but just a little snippet of it. This is what gets everyone upset when they read my book and they inbox me. My grandmother was in the house when my uncle raped me. And she was making cornbread that day on top of the stove, as she always doing. You know those little iron skillet pans.
mhm,
So she was making cornbread that day, and I love, love, love cornbread.
mhm,
And my uncle said he wanted to speak to me in the bedroom. Well, I knew in the bedroom there was going to be some touching going on, and I did not want to go in there. My grandmother had no idea what he was doing, but that particular day, she heard us scuffling in that room because I was just ready to get him off of me. Just not today. I wasn't going to deal with it today. That's what I put in my mind. As a 14-year-old girl, now I'm having to make a decision like an adult for a man that's touching me that is way older than I am. And so my grandmother heard us scuffling in the bedroom while she was in the kitchen. She opened up the bedroom door and she saw my uncle on top of me. And she started humming and she closed the door back and didn't take any action at all. And so
What?
when people read that in my book, like I said, I get a lot of DMs about that part. And people ask me how is it that I have moved into where I am now to tell the story. One thing I did grow up with, Bernadette, is that
Mhm,
my belief. I know that a lot of people have been through so much hurt and so much pain in their life. And being a young child, going through what I went through and trying to keep my head on straight with going to school and all that pressure of being home. I lived in an abusive home. My dad was abusive to my mother. He was both physically and verbally abusive.
mhm,
And I tell people, my grandmother on my mother's side, she always made us go to church. And I did learn how God is a forgiver of sin. And no matter what the sin is, there's no sin bigger than any other. Whether you're raping someone or you murdered someone, sin is sin. And
mhm,
my grandmother always told me you can't get into heaven if you have hatred in your heart, and you will never grow if you have hatred in your heart. You'll always have some type of anger or some kind of stimulant in you, and you not know where it's coming from. And
mhm,
you always have to examine yourself to see what is going on with me. And it may be that child that's within you
mhm,
that's still trying to pop out. And so my objective of telling my story and speaking with different people such as yourself is to get the word out that you don't have to stay there. You can receive help. You can receive love and attention, but you're going to have to step out of that fear zone that you are in and come on out and share with someone you trust and break down, scream, cry, stump your feet, punch a wall, punch a pillow, punch the person that you don't mind. They don't mind letting you punch on them. Punch that person or whatever, and get that.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh my. I want to thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being open, and thank you for trusting me with your story. And I know that you're gonna inspire more people than you've been inspiring. Um, this is a topic that we don't talk enough about, in my opinion, especially when it involves family members with any types of assaults. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think we talk about this enough? This was just my intake. Maybe let me know what your views are.
No, my view on the situation, I totally agree with you. This matter is pushed back in a corner, and it's a hat over it saying, "Let's not talk about it. We will not reveal this."
Mm,
And again, that goes back to what I was saying at the beginning. A lot of times, our parents will say, "What's in this house stays in this house," but that's not so. I did not receive counseling for any of the molestation or the rape that I went through. I didn't receive counseling. That was a big no. But now we live in a society where counseling is okay. We can
mhm,
get that counseling, but we have to remove the stigma that if you get counseling, you're crazy or you cuckoo or something's off balance with you. That is not so.
mhm,
Counseling is there so that you can talk to someone that's not your friend, not someone that's in your life, but a complete stranger, and tell them, just pour out your guts to them, and they'll be able to lead and guide you to the right direction, and that is your hope and your prayer when you go to counseling. I am a promoter of counseling because if I had went through counseling, I do believe, Bernadette, that a lot of things in my life would have been different. Like I stated, I was very promiscuous. I am thankful that I don't have AIDS. I don't have HIV because I was with a lot of people in my teenage years. I just didn't care. I felt like giving up. Why not just give you what you want anyway? So let me just give it to you. I'll just offer it to you. This is what I am, and this is how I get my love. But I thank God for the change that happened in my life. And that was when three women came and knocked on my door and introduced me to Christ. A lot of people are not believers in anything. You have atheists, you have all kind of different religions. I don't knock anybody at all.
mhm,
Whatever you are is who you are. I just want you to get help. That's the bottom line. I want someone to get help. There should be more conversations. We're noticing on the news today that a lot of people are hiding behind a mask. A lot of predators, both male and female, they're hiding behind a mask in the classroom, on the field, in the churches, and we bring the story out. Boom, bam, it's on the news, and is monitored for maybe 5 days or less on the news, and then after that, it's like a cloud and it floats away. It shouldn't be that way. We
yeah,
should offer, once we tell the story of what happened to this young girl, this young boy, let's offer some help and some hope for those who are fearful that it may happen to their child, so that it can be educated on what to look for and what to do when it does happen, or if it happens and you find out later that, hey, 2 years ago my child was being molested and she just told me. I was that young girl. I didn't tell my mom when I was raped by my uncle. I
mhm,
couldn't tell her. She was already being abused by my dad. And then I'm gonna go and tell her. And then how dare I tell my dad that his brothers were touching me? He would have killed me. I'm like, what? My dad was violent. So I came
mhm. Yeah. Mhm,
to 14 years old. That's too much weight on any child. So yes, I'm opening my I'm my closet and telling all of those ghosts and bad things that's happening, hey, you got to go. And that's what I'm encouraging someone else to do today. Now, the family members that have read my book, they were not too happy about my book. I didn't tell them I was writing the book, and they found out because once I started posting it on Facebook, they wanted to buy the book. And I offered them free copies for them to read. And it kind of was like, this happened to you because I never shared it. And a lot of times we can hide behind the mask, put on the smile, do what we have to do, go back home and start eating. Some of us go to drugs, some of us go to sex, some of us go to alcohol, and it's all because of something that's not right in a balance in our life.
Yeah. Oh man. I am so sorry that happened to you because it happened to me too.
Mm,
It happened by family members, uh, neighbor,
wow.
and in the orphanage I was in Haiti very young. It happened multiple times,
Yes.
and it happened this year. I
Oh,
haven't really,
wow.
yeah, I haven't really been public or open about what happened this year because that one's still pretty raw for me. I did get some help, court, police involved. Um, I still feel like I'm not heard. I'm I'm left with the damage to deal with it. Um, what happened? It wasn't a rape, but it was sexual contact, that touching, that without consent, right?
Yes.
Um, so I know the amount of bravery that it takes to do what you do. So
Mm,
whether family approve, disapprove, this is for you. This is
yes.
your destiny, your journey to reach out to women from all over the world to let them know they're not alone, to reach out to girls. You know what? Send me the copy of your books. I'll take them. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't know what we have
Oh,
until
yeah.
it's gone. Here you are, a beautiful mother who has survived so much. You've written, you put sweat, tears, and blood into words, and you want to share that. If someone rejects it,
Yeah.
just brush them off because
Absolutely.
there are those like me and many that are watching and hearing your story and mine
Yes.
or that'll end. So you're not in this by yourself. I know I'm not now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
me
we're not
now.
alone. We're not alone.
You
Mm-mm.
got me. And that's my passion, just to let people know I'm here. I'm not someone who is trying to make money or trying to get out there, whatever, and be on national TV. I'm not doing that. I'm telling the truth about me. And just like you said, Bernadette, if I can help someone else to say, you know what? Take a deep breath, relax. I'm going to get through this. If Michelle did, I can too. Does it bother me today? I honestly have to tell you, no. I
That's my
actually
girl.
do not. I don't. I really don't. My cousin, when I wrote my book, my family, like I said, they were like, ugh, how could you? But it also brought my brother out. He was being molested by my uncles. My cousin out. She was being molested by the same uncle.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, oh my God. When I heard that, I said, well, I know, regardless of this group over here, this group right here is like somebody had the boldness. I broke the chain. I broke that chain.
Yes, yes,
And I'm
yes.
so grateful that I broke that chain. And that's my goal, is to continue to break the chain in everybody's life, break it off and say, I have boldness. I am who I am. And the reason why this happened to me, I don't like it, but I'm going to take it and turn it upside down and make it a good situation, because right now it's on top. Well, knock it up and turn it upside down, stomp on it. And what are you going to do with it now? What you're going to do with it now is you're going to let people know I am a survivor. I am a thriver. I will not and I shall not sit back in a corner and cry anymore. But even in my crying, it will now be tears of joy because I'm helping someone else. I don't have hatred at all. I've actually seen three of my uncles that actually violated me, and I can sit in their face and smile. And people say, "How could you?"
Mm,
Because something happened to them to cause them to be involved with me. And I feel sorry for them. I really do. I feel sorry for them because up here, there was something not right in their life up here. But I refuse to allow that to change my perspective on my life. I am going to continue to be successful. I have my own organization. I've written a book, and just like you said, through sweat and tears, I did not want to do it. I'm not a journalist. Ugh. I always say, ugh, I don't like it. I don't. But my friend, she pushed me and pushed me. She said, "You got people out here waiting to hear your story." And the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Sure, I'm going to tell my story. I don't
mhm.
have big, elaborate words with my story. I just am who I am.
Wow. I'm just soaking that in for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Um, I don't really cry on in front of camera, so I'll save that for later. Thank you for sharing. I thank you for singing your song.
Mm.
Thank you for allowing me and many others to hear your song because it's inspiring and lifting us from everything that we've been through. And your song is your song. No one else can change it for you. But
Mm.
those who hear it, like me and many others, they'll remember it. So I thank you for that.
Welcome, most gracious. I am so honored to be on the show. Any opportunity that I have to share my story, I'm all for it. Let's go. I'm not scared. I'm not ashamed. I am actually happy to share it. I don't want anyone else to go through it. And if I can stop one person from feeling sad or depressed and encourage them to receive counsel, then I'm all right. I'm
Mhm.
all right.
Thank
I'm
you.
okay.
Thank you. Because those are the exact feelings I've had. You know, when stuff like that happened to us, we blame ourselves,
Yeah.
and the guilt and shame that the person who did it should be living with, we carry that also. So it's good to hear your story, and I'm healing as I'm hearing your story. So I
Yeah,
thank you.
right. Okay. That's great, Bernadette. I'm so glad.
Mhm.
I hope I wasn't too overwhelming for you.
Oh,
Um,
no, no, it's perfect, perfect timing. The universe aligned this interview to happen. So God
yeah,
aligned it, so it's happening. Because
yeah,
like I've said, it's very fresh. It's like it's gonna take me time, right?
yeah.
So I thank God for bringing you on my path today. And I know we'll be in contact and connecting with your work and everything else you're doing.
Absolutely. I don't mind. I actually put out an order of books to come in. So I wouldn't mind, getting with you and let's talk about how we can get together and actually share with someone or some people, however many books you want to get, to let them know my story. So much in my book. I've had breast cancer, how I went through the breast cancer and having 8 surgeries, the last one being on the table for 10 hours. I talk about that.
Wow.
I have been through a lot in my life, and I always thought I was an ugly girl because of the things I went through. But
Mm.
God has let me see you're not ugly. You're what I made you to be. You're beautiful. And nothing I
Yes.
made is ugly. You
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
So I want you and I to stay connected
Mhm.
because we have a greater work to do.
Oh yes, the work has begun, and other girls and women are waiting.
Yeah.
They're waiting because even wives, and people can be in relationship and still not be healed from childhood traumas,
That's
right?
right. There are women
We
that
carry
are
it.
fearful of certain things their husband do, like certain touches. They
Mm.
can't handle it. And then there's some women who are very wild in the bedroom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, some women are wild for a reason, right? I always,
Right.
I always say this: hurting people hurt people. When someone hurts me, whether it's verbally or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
I used to look at the whole picture. Now
Mhm.
I break it into small breaks. Okay,
Yeah.
this is what this person said about me. Was it something that happened in this person's childhood? Why is that person raging and lashing at everyone, right?
Mhm.
There are so many reasons why people do what they do, not to justify it's okay to be not nice person, but we carry the pain, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
pain we carry, we somehow spread it like wildfire or wild disease to anyone that we can.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's healthy, right? I want to let people know it's healthy to spread it in good ways, like you are.
Right. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't hold that inside. It makes you sick. You will
Oh,
get sick from that, and you'll start attaching things that are negative to yourself, and you want good energy. The only way to receive good energy is to produce good energy.
yes, yes, I love that. I love that you brought the sick part because it's, I that's my mental health issues. Every health issues that I have, I am now 100% sure it's all rooted from my past, my trauma.
Wow.
I am
Mm.
100% sure right now. There are things that doctors cannot cure. They
Yes.
don't know what's going on, but as I'm healing from it, I'm learning from it as well.
That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that today it was set for today for you and I.
Mhm.
This is good. This
Yes,
is good. I'm
this
so
is good
happy.
stuff, you guys. You better come back for more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is the day that the Lord has made.
May, yeah,
Let
yeah.
us rejoice and be glad in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning to rejoice, not exist, because
Yeah.
so many of us walk around like zombies.
Mhm.
We go to work because we need a roof over our heads. I'm not
Right.
preaching laziness, I'm preaching self-care. A little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
of
yeah.
selfishness, right? You
Mhm.
got to fight for what we believe in.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is so true. Because if you don't, you'll continue to have low self-esteem. That was a big thing for me. My self-esteem was, it was horrible, just horrible. But now I get my hair done. I have my little Minnie Mouse style.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
it.
even wearing my glasses today. You guys, so sometimes when I'm recording live, I don't
Uh-huh.
look straight at the camera because of the green
Okay.
light. There's a little green light, and it
Hmm.
somehow irritates my eyes. If people wonder,
Wow.
why is she
I
looking
love
down
your
so much?
glasses, though. You're very
Girl,
well educated,
I
honey.
didn't think I was gonna have glasses till I'm like maybe 40 or 50. I'm 33. So,
Look, I'm 49. I just had a birthday 2 weeks ago. I'm 49 and I have my glasses too, but they're reading glasses, so
oh, mine are blinding glasses. Like for real. If I take this off for the next
okay.
hour on my laptop, I will pay for it today. Like
Oh
I
my
get
gosh.
migraines, my vision is blurred,
Mm,
and yeah, yeah. Thank the Lord for
okay.
glasses and eye doctors.
Right. My husband picks at me if I'm looking at something and then I'm like, I hold it back. He was like, do you need your glasses? I'm like, that's not funny.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love it. What a
Yeah.
amazing conversation. Um,
Uh,
yeah, I thank God for this conversation for you, for all the survivors out there. Sing your song.
yeah, I love that.
Sing.
Sing your
I tell
song.
people to get up. For me, possibly others, it's easy to fall into the victimhood mentality. You're looking at someone who was in that trap. It's a vicious cycle where we feel small and diminish who we are, where we agree of what people say about us that's not even close to being true.
Right.
I say, girl, get up, guy, get up, or little boy, little girl, right? Even though we're adults, there's still a broken little boy and girl in there. So it starts in there. That's why I focus on healing. It's very important.
Mhm. That's good.
Yeah. So Michelle, do you have any final thoughts, words of wisdom? You've shared so much.
Let's see. Well, my phone is distracting me. I don't have it to cut it off. I thought I put on silent, but it's okay.
Mhm.
So my final thought is what I said earlier. Get the help that you need. Step out there on faith.
Mm,
By faith, we go out to work and we're expecting that paycheck on the date that we're supposed to receive it.
yes.
If we can do that, then we need to do the same with entrusting someone to help us make it through
Mhm.
what we're going through.
Mhm.
That we have to have faith in that as well. Now, if that person's not a good fit and you know it, it's
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
Go ahead and move forward with someone else.
Mhm.
Make sure you have questions when you go in to talk with someone. The major questions that come to your mind, write them down and ask that professional those questions before you even get started.
Yes.
Ask them, and if you're not comfortable, let them know you would like to meditate on it, think on it. The Bible says to think on these things. So
Yeah.
we want to do that. And also, reach out to someone you can trust. It may be best friends or maybe a family member that's very close to you
Mhm.
and talk with them. I mean, there are so many avenues that you can take, but don't explode on social media your business. Please
Mm.
don't. Do not explode on social media because they will take that and rip you apart, and you will be worse off than you are right now. So don't do it.
Mhm.
Get the help that you need. I'm available. You may be in Canada, but it's okay. I'm available. You can go to my website.
Mhm.
It is UNBRKFTH, which is unbreakablefaith.com. You can go to that site and you can see a lot of things that I'm doing.
Mhm.
You can go and get my books at DeWitt'sDelight.company.site. That's where
Mhm.
my book is at. And I'm definitely going to share that with you, Bernadette. I will send
Mhm.
that information to you so that you'll have it as well. But I just want people to understand, and I keep repeating this, please get the help that you need. Don't wait.
Mhm.
You are needed in this world right now at this particular time.
Yes. Whew. I love all of that. Thank you so much. And us getting help, I used to attach that with weakness.
Oh,
Needing
yeah.
help is strength, it's power, it's humility. It has nothing to do with how weak or how strong someone is, right? So thank you, Michelle, for speaking, for singing your survival song. Thank you for speaking for those voices who could not speak then and who are trying to speak now. Thank you for healing. Thank God for you, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am
Thank
blessed by this conversation. Honored.
you. Thank you, Bernadette, for having me on the show. I
Mhm.
hope that possibly I could come back and you and I could have a nice chat.
We will. We will. Thank you so much.